latest from the convoy, which has been stuck in Cairo for 10 days because of the obstruction of the Egyptian government, aided and abetted by the U.S. government, is that they finally worked out an agreement about what would go and how long they would be able to go into Gaza. The original plan was to be in Gaza for about a week, and they had a full schedule plan of meeting with a variety of different kinds of groups in Gaza, which would have been crucial, among other reasons, because they would have been able to hear exactly what the people of Gaza want and need from us in the way of solidarity. But certainly we will find many ways to hear that message, even though what appears to be the final agreement is that they will only be able to stay for 24 hours. If they stay beyond 24 hours, the Egyptian government is saying that they would have to wait until the Rafah crossing is open, and who knows when that could be. So that obviously was not workable. Also, what appears to be the final agreement is that they will let, I believe it's 2 of the ambulances go into Gaza with the medical aid, because it's primarily a medical aid convoy, but if I'm speaking too close to the mic, please let me know. The 47 trucks that they were going to use to take the rest of the medical aid in are being banned. They're going to have to leave them in Egypt, but obviously at some point the Viva Palestina organization and all its supporters will find a way to get those trucks into Gaza because they're badly needed, and as you all know, I don't have to tell you, so many things have been banned by Israel and Egypt from going into Gaza with no logic even from their own work perspective. And all of this obstruction from the Egyptian government comes at the very same time that Haaretz today announced that Egypt allowed Israel to take 2 warships, 2 naval warships of the Israeli occupation forces through the Suez Canal. They officially confirmed that. The U.S. government demanded at the last minute that convoy participants sign an agreement basically saying we're on our own and anything anybody does to us we will not run to the U.S. consul. This is unprecedented. Cynthia McKinney, who has joined the convoy and will finally get into Gaza after many unsuccessful attempts, but she keeps trying, she's a fighter, said that she had never heard of such a thing, and she's tried repeatedly. I got my speech sitting on. Okay. A previous attempt just to get to the bridge leading to the border was blocked by the authorities, and the 4 buses with convoy participants staged an impromptu, spontaneous but very well organized act of civil disobedience. They held hands and they ringed the buses after the authorities had said, you must take these buses back to Cairo. And the bus drivers helped them out of this. When they were ordered by their bosses to drive the buses away, they couldn't find their keys. So we may need to organize some solidarity for them. Let me just end with one quote from a couple of our participants. I know that my addition to the panel makes it even more heavily white and male, but that's because some of the best of our fighters, young Palestinian women, are in Cairo, and soon, in a matter of hours, will be in Gaza, inshallah. And at the report back on July 27th, you'll hear from some of these folks, and among them are 2 young Palestinian women, Dima and Dalia Abisab, and they describe talking to the cab driver who met them at the airport and took them to Cairo, and he invited them over, not surprisingly, to his house for tea. And they went, and they were just floored by the stories that they heard, the love that they received from his entire family, and in particular, what he told them about his own situation, because he's Palestinian, and he described how his family and he himself was kicked out of Palestine in 1948, and the various injustices meted out since then to him. And City Council person Charles Barron, who was with them, having tea with Abdullah, had a lot of questions, and here I'm quoting from Dima and Dalia. But one that stood out the most to us was when he asked if Abdullah wanted to return to Palestine. Abdullah answered with an emotional response, He said he prays every day that he can return there with his children and die there, because he wouldn't want to die on foreign land. So Dima and Daya conclude, sitting with Abdullah yet again reminded us all of why we were here in Egypt, how important this convoy is, and the value of our organization, Al-Awda, the Palestine Right to Return Coalition. And I'll just end with the comment that they feel this so strongly because they understand the need to support the struggles of their own people. Actually, Dima and Daya are not even Palestinian, they're Lebanese, but they understand the need for pan-Arab solidarity, for worldwide international solidarity, and that any support that we can give is predicated on knowing from the people struggling themselves what they want and how that fight should be waged. Thank you.